Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my TBR for the 12 Days of Cozmas. The 12 Days of Cozmas is a readathon that was created by Robin from The Driftless Reader and Courtney from Courtagonist here on BookTube. It runs from December 1st all the way through December 12th, and I'm just super excited to be a part of this readathon. So I have decided that I'm going to try and read all cozy mysteries for this readathon. I have a lot of them that are unread on my shelves, as well as some of my most loved cozy mysteries that I'm really wanting to reread, and I thought this was a good excuse to get some of those unread ones off of my TBR and to fall back in love with some of the ones I have already read. So challenge number 1 says, read a book that features a romantic relationship. And for that, I chose Wedding Cake Murder by Joanne Fluke. This follows a romantic relationship for our main character, Hannah, and I don't want to go too far into the plot of this at all because this is one of the newer books in the series, and there are definitely spoilers when it comes to talking about the plot of this book, but I just love it, and it does definitely have a romantic relationship in it. I also chose this book for challenge number 2, which challenge number 2 says, read a book with baking or recipes in it and then recreate a recipe from the book or buy one that is similar. All of the Joanne Fluke books have recipes throughout them, so I am going to be picking one from this book and baking it, and hopefully it will be as delicious as they sound when reading the books. Challenge number 3 says, read a book with a character that is considered an outcast. And for that, I am going to be reading Photo Finished by Laura Childs. This is part of her scrapbooking mysteries, and the main character is not so much of an outcast as is her best friend. Her best friend is kind of quirky and out there and definitely is not mainstream, so I definitely think that her best friend can fit into the outcast character category. Number 4 says, read a book that takes place during the winter time or with snow. And so for this challenge, I have the Holiday Murder bind up from Leslie Meyer. And specifically for challenge number 4, I'm going to be reading Mistletoe Murder, which is the first ever Lucy Stone mystery. So I've been talking about this author and this series for a little while on my channel, and I'm just excited to go back and read the very first one in this series because I've actually been reading them out of order, and while normally that isn't a problem for me with cozy mysteries, I find that this series has been in progress for so long that the characters really need to be read from start to finish. Number 5 says, read a book where there is lots of traveling. And I picked Chopping Spree by Diane Mott Davidson for this. This is a part of her Goldie series, and our main character Goldie is a caterer, so she's constantly moving from place to place or event to event to help cater them. I don't know how perfectly this fits the challenge of having a lot of traveling in it, but it is as close as I could find in my collection of cozy mysteries, and I really have enjoyed this series so far. So number 6 says, read a book with an amazing best friend or side character, and that is where I am going back to Photo Finished by Laura Childs. Our main character and her friend are just such a dynamic duo, and I think that it fits very well with this challenge. Number 7 says, read a book that you've been waiting to read for a long time, and that for me is Assaulted Caramel by Amanda Flower. This is the first in her Amish Candy Shop mystery series, and so I picked this up at the beginning of October-ish, and I have just been waiting to sink my teeth into this, and now it just feels like the right time to do so. Number 8 says, read a book that features some amazing holiday themes or settings, and then show us some of your favorite holiday decorations. I am going to be reading the second book in this bind-up, which is Christmas Cookie Murder, for this challenge. And then when I get to the time where I'm starting this, I will show you guys my Christmas decorations that I'm going to put on my shelves. Number 9 says, read a wintry classic. And for this, I have 2 books that I'm possibly going to read for this challenge, and they're both from Joanne Fluke and her Hannah Swenson series. The first option is Plum Pudding Murder, and the other one is Candy Cane Murder, but we'll have to see. The one thing I do know I am going to do for this challenge is I'm going to go borrow How the Grinch Stole Christmas from my local library and read that, because that is just one of my absolute all-time favorite Christmas stories, and I truly think that it is a classic status for a wintry kind of tale. Number 10 says, read a book that features diverse characters, situations, or themes. And for this, I again chose Photo Finished because our story here is set in Louisiana, which is very different than where I live. The characters are just a very mixed bag kind of group, and they come from all different backgrounds, and they're just very different to each other. And I think that this cast of characters is very diverse compared to all of the other cozy mysteries that I have around me right now. Number 11 says, recommend a book that would brighten someone's day. I am going to be recommending my aunt to read Wonder, but I've spoken so much about this book on my channel. I don't want to go into it too much, but I think this is an amazing book, and it definitely will give you all of the feels for the holiday season. And then last but certainly not least is read a book that is a first in this series, and that is where we're coming back to Assaulted Caramel by Amanda Flower. This is the first in her Amish Candy Shop mystery series, and like I said, I'm just excited to read this, and it worked for this challenge as well. So that is my TBR for the 12 Days of Cozmas. This is definitely an exciting group of books for me, and I think that I will have no problem sticking with it and reading these. However, if I do find something from this cozy mystery shelf back here that ends up calling my name more than one of these books and still fits one of the challenges, I may plop that into this TBR as the readathon goes on. But anyway, that is it for today. I hope that you guys enjoyed. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up, and let me know in the comments below if you're going to be joining all of us for the 12 Days of Cozmas, and be sure to check out Robin and Courtney's channels, which again I will be sure to link in my description box. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you all next time. Bye!